Hi guys, welcome back to Be Adventures. Today I'm going to cover a more controversial subject, as the video title may tell you, so I'm just going to try and explain a few little things beforehand. Now, I made a decision when I created this channel to be a family-friendly channel. That's just a decision that I made, and it's something that I'd like to do. It doesn't mean we can't change, it doesn't mean we can't adapt or modify, but that's just my channel, okay? I prefer to run a family-friendly channel. It's not perfect. Sure, there's things, we all make mistakes, but that's just my focus, okay, overall. As I said, it's not perfect, okay? But I'm definitely going to try and lighten up more, so maybe there's going to be more colourful things mixed in, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I want it to happen naturally, but sometimes there are controversial subjects or just subjects I don't want to touch, and there are other channels that cover it, and they cover it very, very well. So I'll give you an example, things like the topic of prostitution. Now, some say it's the oldest profession in the world. It's probably true. It's a reality of life, it happens. But I don't feel the need to cover it. The other people cover it very, very well. My friend Seth from Seth Style, he's in America. He actually, I will say, go check out his videos on it. He actually covers it, I believe it was in 2 parts, and it's actually like an educational video where he sits there and he says, look, this is how it works, for example, just for example, in Philippines, and this is like things you can experience, and this is how it works. Just as like an educational video of, if you're interested, hey, this is it. And he covers that very, very well, so my respect to him. You know, he can certainly cover very controversial subjects very well. So that's what I mean by I don't need to sit here going on about it. And it's not really the focus of my channel. So, that being said, look guys, I also wanted to say, I'm happy to say that I'm not an expert. Okay, there's a lot of so-called experts out there, even qualified experts. For example, someone who's highly qualified in science, you might call them a science expert because they're a scientist. Okay, it's normal. But I'm not an expert, I'm a student. And what I mean by that is I enjoy learning. So for me, I like learning. I like going on that path of learning. So I just wanted to put that out there. You know, a lot of these channels, all of us, you know, we're all learning. You know, if you're watching this video, we're all learning and we're all learning together. So what I find great about them is we can also create a community where we can share and learn from each other. So there's a lot that we can learn from each other in the comment sections and discussions and so on and so forth. So alrighty, well, I was very, very hesitant to share this story. So if you guys are interested, stick around now. I'm going to share my own personal experiences. And since you guys have enjoyed story time so much, I'm going to share another story. This one's a bit more controversial, a bit nasty. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to talk about my own personal experience with the whole prostitution thing in Philippines. So for me, it's not what you think. It's going to be very, very ironic. Bear with me, so I'll try not to speak too long. So basically, my first trip was in 2013. I've talked about that before. So my very first trip, really excited, never been to the Philippines before, and I was a bit like I didn't know that much about the country. So I tried to do some research, and a friend I was traveling with, we're going to call her El Hooker. That's not a real name, we're just going to call her El Hooker. That's the alias we're gonna run with. And it's an inside joke, some people will get that. But you'll understand why in just a few minutes. So El Hooker is like, you know, hey, I'm going to the Philippines. Now she's Filipina from Sydney, right? From Australia. Now she came to Australia very, very young and grew up in Australia. So like me, an Asian who grew up in Australia, and you think, cool. She's working in a, office job. You think respectable person, has done some study. So you think, okay, a young professional. And she, we'd known each other for about 2 years in Australia. So I'm thinking what most people would think, hey, cool, an opportunity to travel with my friend. Seems like a cool person. Seems like a respectable, educated professional. Sure, cool. And being Filipina, she speaks Tagalog. She looks Filipina, can fit in and show me around. So she said, look, don't worry, travel with me. It's going to be fine. Everything's sweet. And I'll show you around. I'll be a tour guide. I've been all around the country. I know everything. Don't worry. So I'm thinking, great, so we booked the tickets, whatever. We booked some, hotels and whatever, meaning separate accommodation most of the time or separate rooms. And we're thinking, cool, this is gonna be great. Now, long story short, she turned out to be a party girl. So she just loved drinking, partying, whatever. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. And my focus, and if you've seen my series, is more like, you know, the beach, islands, the jungle, you know, hiking, going out and seeing that natural beauty. That's the something that I like. And also, you know, great for photography as well. So what, right? Oh, man, she was nasty. She was absolutely nasty. You know, El Hooker, she was just nasty. You know, every morning she'd call up, cursing, cussing. Where the F are you? I don't want to swear. You know, where the F are you? You effing bastard. F. I was like, why are you calling me like this? You get your effing ass up and you effing get a taxi and effing pick me up. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You're not far away. Get your own taxi and... Or we can just meet at the mall. We will meet at Glorieta or we'll meet at Greenbelt Mall. We're in Manila. We're in Manila City, by the way. Metro Manila in Makati. Oh my lord, maybe she's just having a bad day, right? So this is like day 1, day 2, day 3. So this is going on for a few days and I thought, no, look, this is nasty. So I said, look, you know, my respect to you. I don't want to have problems. We're traveling together. Just go do your thing and we'll meet up for lunch or we'll meet up for dinner. We can just meet later. And all she'd do is just like, you know, sleep in all day and then go out at night, party. And I was watching. She'd always end up chatting to a few guys and they're like this. And then she changed to a few guys because it's loud, right? Like in a nightclub or something like that, or a bar. It's really loud. I can just see her going, nope. I'm like, okay, she's trying to maybe talk to these guys, you know. And then finally one would go, okay, you know. So I'm thinking, whatever, she's getting lucky, she's picking up, whatever. And I'm not an idiot, right? I can, for those of you who can't read between the lines, and again, you know, so... viewer discretion is advised. You know, if you don't want to hear about, you know, this controversial topic or hot topics, you know, go watch something else. Go watch one of my other videos. But I'm like, this is really weird, you know. So okay, she's picking up guys, and she's going with a different guy every night. So again, like I said, we've been traveling together just a few days. We're in Manila, and I go, whatever. I'm not here to judge, and I want to make that clear. I'm not here to judge, guys. You know, best wishes to all of you. So I said that to her later. I said, look, if you want to party like this and go with different guys, I'm not judging you. Just go. But we'll meet up later. You don't have to bring me out all the time. And this keeps happening. And I'm thinking, this is like gross, right? I'm not into this. This is gross. And she's pretty, by the way. She's not like hot. She's not smoking hot. Like I wasn't attracted to her. She's pretty. I know some of you don't believe me, but I'll explain further later. Okay. So, okay, some of these guys are going with her, whatever. Okay, she's a party girl, she's partying. Okay, so what? Okay. She does the thing again, big argument, big blow up, you know, and already, again, we've been together now, like, whatever, 4 or 5 days now. It's like, you have to come with me to this party. You have to come, you F. Okay. So that was her tactic. She would stress me out, attack me until I just gave in and said, okay, we'll do what you want. So she's always trying to control things, and she's very like nasty person, very negative, you know, just attacking all the time. And quite often I'm saying, hey, we're friends. Why are you talking like this? You know, speak nicely. Or you don't need to swear. You don't need to yell all the time. What's wrong? Oh, F. So that's her little trick to control people and play games. And you know, she'd do sob stories like, oh, you're a bad friend, and oh, I'm suffering, oh, I'm sick. You know, games, right? She plays games, and there's always people like that around the world. Remember, she's from Australia. Okay? Remember, she's from Australia. So she was not my girlfriend, anything like that. Again, we're just friends. We know each other 2 years, and I thought, okay, she's cool. So anyway, we go to this party, and I go, where exactly is this party? We're in Makati City. And she goes, look, it's just around the corner. Don't worry. So she goes, look, just meet up with me in my hotel. Come pick me up, and we'll go together. So I got a taxi, went and saw her, and the party was literally around the corner from her place. Again, this is all hotels, different hotels and apartments. And suddenly a very like clean, reputable, good safe area. I said, hey, why don't you just go by yourself? It's just around the corner. She goes, no, you have to come. And I just got this really bad feeling. You know what I mean, guys? Like I just got this feeling something's really not right here, especially given the problems we've been having like the past week. So I was like, okay, you know what? why don't you just go by yourself? You know, I don't feel right. And she's like, no, don't look, you have to come. And she wasn't cussing this time. You know, she wasn't swearing this time. She's like, look, you really have to come. I need someone to come with me. And I went, okay, whose party is it? She said, this Canadian Pinoy. I said, okay, so how did you meet him? She said, oh, look, we met at the airport. So I said, so you don't know him? He's just some guy you met at the airport. She goes, yeah. And I went, okay, so who's at this party? She goes, I don't know. So I said, look, I'll tell you what, you go, you have a great time. I already was getting a very bad feeling about this, okay? And I said, I'm not going to go, I'm sorry. I just don't feel right. You know, I'm feeling sick. I made up an excuse. I'm feeling sick. I'm going to go back to my hotel. He goes, no, you have to come. So she said, look, what's it going to take for you to come? Come to the party. I said, can you just call him and just find out who's there? Like, where is it? For one, where is it? And two, how many people are at the party? Like, who's going to be there? Like, girls, guys, whatever. He messages back really quickly, and he says, it's me and my 4 cousins. 5 guys, okay, and it was at a service apartment hotel. 5 guys, apartment hotel. Okay. So I said, oh, okay. Well, I said, look, why don't you go, El Hooker, why don't you go and go enjoy? For me, warning bells are flashing, right? I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not going into a room with 5 guys, right? We're going to get robbed or attacked, you know, and that's probably what was going to happen to her. She's probably going to get assaulted. Now, remember, we're fighting this whole time. So I said, look, you're a grown woman. You're an independent woman. If you want to go to a party with these 5 guys in this hotel room, you go for it, okay? I'm not judging you. Just go have a good time, okay? Maybe we can meet later for dinner or something. No, you have to come. Just come, please. You know. Finally, we're arguing, right? So I said, fine, shut up. Okay, fine. So we go up to this hotel room together. He was a very nice Canadian Pinoy. We had a very nice conversation. And I just sat there. They were offering me drinks, everything. And I just said, no, it's okay. And they were getting a bit offended. Now, his cousins were all local Pinoy, and they're looking at me like this. They're giving me these really serious stares. They're not talking much. This guy, he's very charismatic. He seemed like a nice guy. So I'm not saying anything bad about him. And I could tell these other guys were very, very ticked off that I was there. And El Hooker and I just sat down with this Canadian, and we're just Canadian Pinoy. And we're just having a nice chat, and they had some sodas, and they started breaking out beers and drinks and whatever. I'm going, no, I'm not after these things. And I got to be honest, I didn't know what was in those drinks. They could have drugged it. Okay, could have been sleeping pills, sleeping drugs, whatever. But I said, look, thank you. I'll have some water and just have some water with them. Even then, I was very careful. Like, as in, I didn't drink much, and I was, like, is it bottled and things like that. I said, look, to El Hooker, I said, look, he seems like a nice guy. He really does. And you want to spend some time with him. He's a good-looking guy. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Just, hang out with your friend, and I'll catch up with you later, maybe tomorrow. Okay? So have a good night. And her jaw just dropped. She went, oh. So I said, I shook everyone's hand. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the hospitality. And look, have a good night, guys. And I start leaving. I'm walking to the door. And they're all waving goodbye. Okay, yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. And she's running to the door, grabs her bag, running. Oh, why are you leaving? I said, relax. You're getting along well with your friend. He's a cute Canadian guy, It's cool. Enjoy. And she just said, bye, said her goodbyes. Oh, okay, thank you. And then ran out with me. And I said, El Hooker, what is wrong with you? You're having a good time. You're having a good time. You're with these guys. It's okay. Don't be shy. And for those of you who can't read between the lines, she was either very, very just silly and naive, going to that party, whatever. But those guys wanted some action. You can make whatever you want of it. I could sit here for an hour telling you all the little details, but they wanted some action. You got 5 guys in a hotel room. You got this little Filipina. As I said, she's from Australia. Hey, they want some action. Okay, so she wanted me to watch her back. And I'll get to some other points later of why she needed me to watch her back, right? She needed someone to watch her back because she was probably up for it. but maybe she wanted to make some money. Okay. So after that incident, she actually went quiet. Instead of yelling and cursing and cussing all the time and being so rude, she just went quiet. And we went and got dinner, and also surprised she was suddenly so quiet. The next day, she moves hotel, and she wants to stay closer to my hotel. And then she's sort of giving me all these signals. And yeah, I've got to be careful. I want to break this down. We're walking along in like Makati City, you know, like there's things going on, there's tourists around, there's restaurants, it's all nice. She goes, hey, look, if you were going to pay for a girl, how does 3,000 pesos sound? I'm not joking. She actually asked. I said, and she was already implying this, by the way, throughout the trip about, you know, how much would I pay and things like that. And I said, you know, I'm not interested in these things, but you know, why are you asking? It's okay, don't be embarrassed. And she said, oh, do you think I'm worth 3,000 pesos? I'm not kidding, guys. You can make whatever you want from this, you know, but I was quiet about this for a long time, so it's all coming out now, right? So I said, excuse me? Do you think I'm worth, El Hooker, she's saying, El Hooker from Sydney, do you think I'm worth 3,000 pesos? Now in my head, I'm straight away, boom, gotcha. She's a prostitute. Okay, she's a prostitute. Okay, there's no two ways about it. I'm not judging, but now I know what's happening, okay? That's why she went to the hotel room with 5 guys. Maybe she wanted to make some money. But she needed a chaperone. She needed a bodyguard, security. Otherwise, why would they pay her? So she wanted someone to go up there, watch her back, collect the money while she's getting some work. You couldn't make this up, you know, like. So anyway, you know, whatever, you know. But story time. So I said, look, you know what? Because I want to respond politely. I said, look, see that old guy there, you know, older gentleman? I said, hello, sir. Hello, how are you? Where are you from? He says, oh, I'm American. I said, oh, America, cool. I've got American friends. We're from Australia. And he goes, oh, Aussies. Yeah, I love Aussies. And he's a really nice gentleman. I said, look, can you take care of my friend? I need to go book a new hotel. Can you take care of her? I don't want to leave her by herself. He said, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can take care of your friend, but she looks Filipina. I said, she is, but we're from Australia. He goes, okay, yeah, I get it, okay. So I said, yeah, go, ask him. Oh, she goes, no, I don't want to ask him, he's this old guy. I said, so what? He's a nice guy, he's friendly, ask him. Oh, she just goes quiet, and then she walks off. Okay, I said, look, sorry to bother you, sir, look, have a good trip, and it was nice to meet you. He goes, yeah, you too, nice gentleman. There's another guy walking along, you know, so maybe he's in his 40s, and he was European, I think he was Austrian or something, he was European. And same thing, I said, hello sir, where are you from? And I said, look, can you take care of my friend? I need to go book a new hotel. And he's looking at us like it's a scam. He's like, what are you guys up to? Like, why are you asking me to look after your friend? And same thing, she goes quiet. So we keep walking along. And she goes, oh, look, how about 2,500 pesos? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, guys. I was pretty like, oh, what do you mean? She goes, you know what I mean. I said, no, I don't. Because I wanted to hear her say it. Okay, so this is like international language, right? Simple English. Would you pay 2,500 for me? I said, that's a great price. She goes, yeah. I said, see, go ask that Austrian guy or go ask someone else. Because I'm not interested in this stuff, guys. You know? I understand, it happens. I'm not here to judge, but I'm not interested in her, I'm not interested in this stuff. It's okay, okay. So yeah, go with someone else, it's okay. She goes, look, last price, last offer, you know, like that, like negotiating. And we're still walking along, 2,000 pesos, you know, Philippine pesos. Look, that is a really good price. Why don't you ask that guy there, this guy, he looks Filipino, go ask him. And then she got the idea, she went quiet. Yeah, she got the idea that I'm not going to pay for her, I'm not interested. Alright, so basically, common sense. I sat her down, you know, nicely, like, you know, said, look, let me treat you to lunch or dinner, you know, let's just have a chat. And several times I tried to chat to her about it, like, look, hey, this is cool, you do your own thing, but I'm just not interested in this, okay? I'm going to go keep traveling the country. So that was the original plan. We were meant to be traveling around the country, enjoying the islands, the beaches, all those beautiful things. She just wanted to stay in Manila, drink, party, and you know, go with different guys every night. And as I said, hey, I'm not judging. If you're into that sort of stuff, great. So we ended up having this huge blow up, this huge argument, big blow up. And the whole thing was just, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. And I said, you know what, that's fine. Go your own way. So we were staying at the same, we were still in Manila, but we were traveling around sort of the Manila area. I packed up, I just said, look, that's fine, I'm gonna go on my own way, okay? So best wishes to you. And she was calling me, texting me like, F you, F, you know, just abusing the heck out of me. I said, look, please leave me alone. As I said, best wishes and just do what you want, okay? It's your trip too, you do what you want. So no, you need to pay for me and you need to take me here and there, so just trying to use me, right? And you know, again, I didn't tell many people, I only told a few people who knew El Hooker here in Australia. And they were teasing me, they were like, ha ha ha, we know you had a love affair or something like that. And they you know, they really didn't believe me. As I said, I didn't feel the need to tell anyone else. I didn't want to go around backbiting. But they had really also hassled me in Australia. These friends really wanted to know what happened. Like the big soap opera drama, you know. You know, some people love the gossip and the rumor mill. So anyway, they didn't believe that nothing had happened. So I said, look, one, I go for personality. I'm just totally turned off by someone like that who yells and abuses you and says F all the time. That's just a huge turn off. You go, yeah, sure, but we don't believe you. I said, two, she just wanted money anyway, right? So she was hitting me up. She was asking, pay me several thousand pesos. She just wanted money. They said, yeah, but maybe you paid it, or maybe you got it for free. I said, no, not even for free. If even it was for free, I would not touch her. They said, we don't believe you. And I said, okay, why? And you know, they're just like saying, you know, as if you wouldn't do it. And I said, okay, look, this was the real kicker. And not just because of, you know, I wasn't interested personally. She had some Filipino friends and they came up talking to her really seriously, like, you know, Tagalog, they're going, bup, 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 bup. And they're like having this really serious discussion. I said, girls, what's wrong? And they said, she's not safe, she's not safe. I said, what do you mean? They said, she has an infection. I said, excuse me? Because I had very good English. They said, she has infection. Okay, and they said, sir, it's not safe. She's going around with different people, partying very much. She has infection, she's spreading disease. Oh, and oh my Lord. So I'm glad that even those Filipino girls were good enough to tell me in English, you know, this is bad, this is really, really bad. So that's why they're trying to tell her this is bad, you got to go to the hospital, you got to go to a doctor or a clinic. And they actually said it in English. They said, look, there's a clinic nearby, we will take you there, you have to take antibiotics, you know, but this is really bad, you shouldn't do this. She was like, no, it's expensive, I don't want to go there, it's okay, it's fine. And even these local Filipinos were like, this is nasty, man, this is really bad. So that was a crazy experience. Remember, this is meant to be someone I'm traveling with from Australia, someone who's meant to be a friend, and was just this nasty person. And some of you may find this entertaining or interesting, but the point is, you know, if you're not comfortable, this is really the point, guys. If you're not comfortable or if you're in a bad situation, get out of there. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, don't do it. If you don't feel safe doing something, don't do it. Okay? Don't feel pressured. Don't feel like you have to keep up with someone else or copy someone else or whatever. You know, just don't do it. And if you really feel unsafe, just get out of there. So that's what I did. You know, I went my separate way. And that's how I ended up in Cebu and Boracay. I went, hey, I'm going to keep traveling. And I had this awesome trip on my own. And it was a wonderful experience to travel on my own. And in regards to, you know, the working girls and that, I actually tried to interview some. You know, I was just talking to them like, hey, if you don't mind, can we have a chat? They said, yeah, sure, buy me a soda or a coffee. And often I just have a chat to them. And I say, why are you in the industry? Why are you doing this? You know, feed their family or whatever. And I talk to them respectfully. And I usually ask, look, can I interview you on camera? And they usually say no. which is common sense, right? They don't want to be on camera talking about the industry. So guys, it's not that I'm naive, and you know, some people have maybe made comments about that. It's that I don't feel the need to make a big deal about that on my channel. There are other channels that cover that very, very well, in all manner of detail, and there's different forums and platforms for that. But you know, me sharing my my crazy story, but you know, I actually go up and talk to people. I go up, and if you see my videos, you see I go up and talk to the locals, and often I try to interview locals just in general, but many of them don't want to be on camera. So of course I respect their wishes and don't film them, don't videotape them or record them. But yeah, so there's a story. I'm not even sure. Oh man, I'm not even sure if I'm going to publish this, but yeah, maybe some of you might find it interesting or helpful. But the point is, you know, whether it's a local or whether it's someone from Australia, you may end up in that nasty situation of someone trying to take advantage. You know, there's many ways to take advantage. And the best thing you can do is, you know, stand up for yourself, say no. Learn to say no, stand up for yourself, and if possible, get out of there. Get out of that situation, you know. Even if you end up traveling on your own, you'll probably have a great time. Alright guys, look, thanks for putting up with me on this another interesting story. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and of course check out the main page, the Facebook page, and I'll see you in the next video.